do? What it do?
We're back. Mother, Mother
I know
knows.
you want to say I was trying to
Mother knows.
I was trying to get there first. She be knowing. Hey, cause she be knowing.
Mother knows. What up, y'all? It's Mother Knows. We're back. I'm Ariel,
And I'm Amber.
and we missed y'all. What's up? What we doing today? You
I'll
like
be like diving into the topics. Let me.
dive in? What we talking about?
So when you said, so what we got going on today? This favoritism, this nepotism, this good old looking out for the next coming up.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do for mine. Because what
As
you
we
used to say,
should. Like, I just don't get how people, like our people especially, get annoyed that a parent puts their kid on.
when they
It
have a platform to do so,
it blows
like
my mind.
that's
Like,
what we all work hard for, is to provide opportunities and exposure for our child.
especially when you know how it goes for us who have to get it out the mud, like who really have to claw, scratch their way up to the top. You know what I'm saying? Without the funds, without the like, why would you be mad at that? Like, I just don't get it. Economically, like that's what we should be doing.
Right. I agree. So, for anybody who's been living under a rock, people have been talking now for a few months about LeBron James putting his son on Bronny. Bronny?
Yep.
Bronny. Yeah, because
Running.
his youngest son is actually supposedly like like that.
No, he's like that. Youngest son is that.
Like that, like
And the
that.
crazy thing is he started like he hit his confidence in the game like later. Like Brody been like playing, but the youngest one hit his stride later in the game. Remember, like he had to kind of
Grow
grow
into
into, yeah, he had to grow into everything. It all had to come together. But he's like that.
I'm just gonna say shouts out to the older siblings who kind of paved the way for their younger siblings to be basically the goats. Because that's basically what be happening. So thank
I'm gonna
y'all.
say, I'm gonna say it like this: we're the goats first, so y'all can become the goats later.
Yes. Thank you.
Right. We be goating early up in the years.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for paving the way. And I also appreciate that the younger siblings like really like, oh,
Right.
you gonna give me a lane? I'm about to
Right. Because that's what should be happening, right? Like,
I mean, that is essentially, I mean, we're talking about parents putting their children on. So basically, nepotism is defined as the practice of giving a relative or a friend or someone that is close to you an advantage or privilege or position in a field or occupation that you're in because you have the opportunity to do so.
you better
Um,
read that definition.
I did it did it so flawlessly. Don't do that. But um at its core, nepotism is just putting somebody on, And like you said, we all strive to be in a position to put our people on. So I don't understand. It really behooves me, and I'm gonna say behoove when I see us who like you said, we have been like held down, pushed back, purposely, intentionally left behind for centuries.
And
And it's
still,
crazy when we see somebody put their own son on. He has
and you're
now
mad.
a $7 million contract. That is huge. Like, why are we mad at that?
And he gets to play with his dad.
Right. Like, that's history in the making. You get to play with your son on the same team. That's crazy. That's like, come on. If anybody had the opportunity to create that kind of legacy in
They
history,
would.
who would turn that down?
Right. So two things come to mind is, right, going back to what we said earlier. Okay, we're 500 years behind. Like, so we need to stop. We need to stop with anything that puts us ahead. We need to clap, shut our mouths, and be inspired. The
Right.
second part of that is it's projection
Yeah.
at its finest, because a black man is able to do for his child it probably strikes a chord in many people that they weren't able and haven't done that for their children, right? So I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating to even be having those conversations when really we should just be clapping, like, because any leg up that I can get or that I can give, it's gonna happen.
Want to, right? I feel like we're in a time where it's like either or, right? Either you are cheering for and uplifting, or you just a straight up hater. I don't understand it though. I really don't understand the mentality of someone who's not happy for the next person, because for me, what is yours is always going to be yours. Like nobody can take away what is meant for you. So if
Right.
somebody else succeeds, I'm just happy for them because
Right.
they're walking in what is supposed to be theirs.
Facts.
And it's not like in any way lessening what's going to be mine. So I don't understand why, or negating what's going to be mine. So I don't understand why people have that mentality of like not being able to cheer for you. I just don't get it. I will say I saw, so here are, I'm gonna present any good person would present both sides, right? So the arguments that I've seen are one of the major arguments I saw was, well, LeBron in giving his son a chance has taken a spot from someone who truly deserved it or worked
Yeah.
hard to get it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I've seen that a lot. And I won't take away from the fact that I'm sure if I was somebody who was like in the draft and I think Bronny went 55th. So it's not like he went like,
Right.
top pick, right? But he went 55th. I'm sure if I was someone like in that 50 to 60 range who was like a hopeful and saw him get it, and in my heart, I was like, I know I'm better. It would sting, yes. But at the end of the day, like I said, what is for you is going to be for you. And I think you learn that over time in life. You learn that as you mature and get older and realize, like, oh, this is why this happened. This is why that happened. It all unfolds for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could, I have seen people kind of cower in life and just like let it defeat them, right? But that, I feel like that's a you issue. That's an individual, like you've allowed that circumstance and situation to beat you down when you really could have just pivoted and looked elsewhere. But again, I've seen that argument and I don't want to take away from it because I think there's some legitimacy to it. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, nobody in LeBron's situation would not take advantage of it. I just don't think anybody would do that.
Yeah. And I can understand that argument for those that it impacts, right? Like, to your point, for those that are in that pool or trying to be, aspiring, I definitely get it, to have some level of like, well, dang, like, did he just take my spot? I understand that. For everybody else sitting on their couch, like,
Right. Keyboard warriors.
okay, yeah, like Twitter fingers, whatever you want to call it, like that, I don't understand. But I mean, there's, like you said, there's different angles and perspectives. But at the end of the day, if it's yours, it's yours. If it's not supposed to be yours, it's not going to be yours, you know. And
Yeah.
also, to your point, like, you have to understand like the language that you send out to God, to the universe, like whatever energetic language you're sending out. To be happy for the next person is to invite that energy for yourself and say, okay,
So
I would like that for me. To reject it or speak negatively about that is repelling what could be yours, right? Or something good that could come your way because you're saying, oh, I don't like it, right? So you just have to be careful about how you use your mouth, um, to either praise or put down other people.
you live long enough, you realize you'll never say never, right? Like it's easy to critique when you're not in the situation, but it'll
Yeah,
present itself in some way. It might not be at the magnitude of a LeBron James and his son, but we're all going to be presented with all right, it's time for you to be able to put somebody on because you're in a position.
right,
Nobody is going to turn that down. It just doesn't happen in life.
right,
And now that we are crawling, I mean, we have scratched our way into positions where we can give, and LeBron's is at a different magnitude, but even his, in comparison to like what has happened historically, is small and minute in comparison to what the majority has been able to do for theirs. You know what I mean?
right.
So I don't know. I just whatever. Like move around
Because let me say something, mine gonna be put on. I don't care what you say.
every time, and I'm not even gonna hesitate. Every single time, nieces, nephews,
Every single
kids,
time.
family member, like just friends, you know, like if I can create a door and open it for somebody, I'm going to.
Yeah.
That's,
We believe in nepotism over here.
I wouldn't say out in those terms, but I believe in,
But that's what it is.
it
That's what it is.
is. But
We believe in it.
so I believe in leveling the playing field. And I believe that nepotism, when used in a way that will help create equity, is
Right.
invited. I don't believe in a majority who has always used
That's why I said
nepotism.
we.
So,
When I say
yeah,
we,
I'm just clarifying for people.
oh, okay.
Because if you a blanket, we believe in nepotism. In my mind, as an attorney, I hear
Girl,
I'm
you know this ain't no blanket
I'm just I'm clearing it up for the audience.
for the
That's it.
masses.
Uh-huh. For our little masses. That's
Girl,
gonna
no,
be big in
big
law.
masses.
I just
Don't be
said
playing
that.
with nothing little over here.
I just said that.
Don't get on my nerves.
You already got a mic. Y'all watching sisters at our finest.
Right. They're gonna get it. Like, you know.
But yeah, tying it all up, I want to bring up Kiyan Anthony, who was just named the top ranked basketball player in New York, which New York
That's
has the
amazing.
ballers. So that's major, right?
And
And
he earned that.
he really earned it. Like
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's clear. I've seen Bronny and Bryce, I think is his name, now that it's hitting me.
Bryce is Bryce.
Bryce working hard too, right?
Yep.
I've seen them in the court with their dad. Some people just naturally have something, right? And I think Kiyan Anthony, if you've seen him play, I saw someone in the comments say, even though he grew up with basically a silver spoon, the boy plays like he's hungry for something. And
Yeah.
if you've ever seen him play, he definitely, it feels like he grew up on a street court learning how to play.
Mm-hmm.
I love and it kind of reminds me of Carmelo a bit, because Carmelo was a little scrappy, you know.
Yeah.
So I love seeing him play because he also too though, he has the height, but he's so lean. So
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna give me like, I feel like he's gonna give like a KD feel when he gives, like when he gets to his peak. But he's
Yeah.
really good.
I
He's
wonder how
really
tall he is. Let me see. Child hope. Let me find it quickly. Because I'm like, KD, okay, let me hold up.
he's
It's not
good
it's not gonna tell me quickly. Oh, he's 6'5" right now.
right now. And how
Right.
old
You
is
know,
he?
boys, tend to keep growing for
Yeah.
a year,
It
another
only
year or
takes
two.
one summer to sprout, child.
Yeah. Okay, Kyan.
How old is he?
He is, I think it's at 17.
Okay. Yeah. He could get in one summer, child. He'll be
Yeah, he
6'3".
hasn't stopped growing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He may not.
it's likely right. Right.
But no, I love that for him because like I said, I think that like I've seen Lala and Carmelo on the court like really like pouring into him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that game where Lala had her phone up and was like,
Recording.
so Carmelo could see. Or no, so it was a
I remember
Trey.
that picture. But
Yeah,
it also brings to mind Savannah too, because Savannah is at those games too, losing her mind on the side of the court, like in a good way, like cheering her boys on.
the arguments take away from the fact that these kids and their parents have poured it, like they've all been poured into.
Yeah,
It's it's tough to follow a superstar of a parent and become something, right?
yeah,
Like that's a tough act to follow. I mean, I don't know that we really talked about Michael Jordan's children like that. I don't know that they played ball,
that
but
was gonna be my next point. There's so many athletes whose kids like don't get to that level.
yeah, like it's something to be said about like being able to, people talking about the fact that Bronny had only had like a couple points. He
He
had
had
a
eight.
couple
I'm
points
like,
in the NBA, like
he had 8 points. Like that's
that's
not
no
a
small
horrible
feat.
thing.
Yeah.
And
As
these
a
are his
50,
like his premier games. Like I would,
as a
girl,
50,
I would be so happy about them 8 points.
right, as a 55th draft pick, you had 8 points in a game. That's huge. Like
Yeah, especially when everyone's doubting you.
right. And people are measuring him to his dad, which is unfair. There are so many people in the
No.
NBA who sit the bench. And he got 8 points. You know what I mean? Like
You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing about my age. Do you understand me?
I got 8 points.
I got my 8 points.
Tell me I wasn't supposed to make this team. Anyway, putting our kids on, and y'all are too. So stop.
Okay, get with it.
But
Put
yeah,
your kids on, put your nieces and nephews, take care of the babies, all right?
right. That's all we got. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know how y'all feel, because people in these streets are being ridiculous.
Yeah, like y'all stop hating. Like just
Just stop
congratulate, be happy for the next person.
and be real about it, please. And thanks. All right,
All right.
bye. We out. We out. We out.